Call the case, People versus Maurice Coachman.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Brendan Dabalski appearing on behalf of Maurice Couchman. Mr. Couchman, please state your name for the record, sir.
Maurice Orlando Couchman.
All right, thank you. What are we doing?
Your Honor, today's date and time set for a pretrial on this matter. Last time we were before Your Honor, the prosecution offered a prosecution referral on this matter, and I needed some time to discuss this matter with my client. After discussing it with him, he'd like to move forward and accept that.
So he's going to plead to this charge with the
Correct.
prosecutor's deferred?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And that's correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name again for the record.
Maurice Orlando Couchman.
Mr. Couchman, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of stalking.
Yes.
That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $1,000 fine plus court costs, and up to 5 years of probation. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
December 1st, 2023, at the location of 3001 Washington County, State of Michigan. What did you do involving an illicit Chamberlain that makes you think that you're guilty?
Honestly, Your Honor, I let my emotions get the best of me. I sent her a bunch of text messages, and I'm just trying to get this all put behind me.
So on that day, you sent her a bunch of text messages. How much are a bunch of text messages?
I have no idea. Probably a lot, maybe over 100.
You sent her 100 text messages?
Probably something like that.
And that was in one day?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would you agree that somebody, did she tell you to stop doing that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you continued?
Yes, Your Honor. Like I said,
And you would agree that your behavior would have been a harassment toward her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would potentially make her feel terrorized by your conduct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be
June 3rd at 1 p.m.
June 3rd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On with its conditions will continue. Thank you.
Your Honor, will the court reach, or will the probation department reach out to Mr. Couchman, or should he be proactive and reach out to them?
He should call our probation office.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Naveen. Please state your name for the record.
Alexis and Alexander Naveen.
We're here for a pretrial and a bond violation. We're ready to resolve the bond violation. She will admit to the allegations of contact and would like to provide the court some context if you would allow that.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I do admit I was wrong. Let me start there. I was wrong. When I got out, I thought that she was going to be at her mother's house. When we went to arraignment, they said she's going to be at her mother's house and I could return to my home. But I didn't know until the end when they were releasing me that I could not return to my home. So that was a surprise. And I got I called the police like I was told to do. She packed up some of my stuff. She left our marriage license on the front of my driver's side. I didn't know we were married, Your Honor, because we had gotten married a couple of weeks before, and we had talked about not filing the marriage license. And so she filed the marriage license after the incident, and I did not know that we were married until she left it on the seat. And so when I did call, she had packed it up. She'd packed up my stuff. I did leave, but then I realized she didn't give me shoes. And so I called the police officers back. I was away from the house. I was down the street. I was trying to do the right thing. They got called emergency, so I was waiting longer, and I saw my son get out of the car, and I saw her pull the trash cans up. I did not approach them. I did not try to approach them. But when I saw my son, that's what broke me, is I saw my son. And so I did violate, Your Honor, I did violate, but I was not aggressive. I did not approach them. I did not come near them. I did send text messages, but I didn't understand with the marriage license and it broke me. My son broke me. That's why. And I wanted to know if there was hope. That's all. And I do acknowledge I was wrong. I do learn, and I will not contact her again. 100%.
I will add, Your Honor, she has been in custody for about 5 days, I believe. If she were to be released, she would be staying at a hotel nearby. The house was recently flooded, so she actually has funds from the VA to stay somewhere else. There's work being done on the house. So given her admission and her owning up the fact that she did violate the court's orders, I'd ask that you sentence her to those 5 days.
What are we doing on the pretrial?
We're asking for an adjournment
Right.
on the pretrial.
Do people have something to say in this?
Yes, Your Honor, we would object to that. Given the nature of these texts and the fact that they were sent, she was, I believe, arraigned on the 22nd, sent these immediately after getting out and being told not to have contact. And in those messages, she rightly acknowledges that she was not to be having contact, continuously telling the victim not to contact police, and then sending other manipulative messages to the victim, intending to make her feel bad for contacting the police or trying to contact police.
When's my next day?
May 13th.
May 13th.
Yes.
I'll adjourn the pretrial in this matter to May 13th. At that time, I'll also sentence her on the bond violations on that May 13th, and then her bond at this time, given what I've seen here, her bond will continue as revoked. Tonight.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Orville Howard.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, please state your name for the record.
Orville Howard. Thank you.
Teresa Clare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Howard is before the court for a violation of probation hearing. Mr. Howard was sentenced in this case in August of 2020. He's then on bench warrant status. The end of his probation term was in September of 22. He still has an outstanding balance of $1,097. His last payment made to the court was on March 8th of 2022. Part of that owing balance, he does have restitution, $467. He did not complete the theft class. He failed to report to probation as directed. He was before this court or scheduled before this court on 3 prior BOPs, one in June of 2021, one in March of 2022, where we had given him another chance to get things done, and again on March of 2023. He also has a criminal case for reckless driving out of the 1402 District Court. That alleged date of offense is March 20 of 2021. That last I saw was on bench warrant status. I'm not sure why, because he is in custody. Given all the prior attempts to get Mr. Howard to complete the terms of his probation, at this time, probation is recommending 93 days in jail, credit for 8 days served, 2 served the balance, waive remaining terms, accept the financial obligations, and discharge him from probation without improvement.
I did speak with Mr. Howard yesterday in the jail. We did discuss the violation of probation. As for explanation of why he did not complete these things, Mr. Howard has been homeless, I guess, since the last VOP. He was evicted from his home. He and his family were living in a motel, his fiance and 3 children. He also has a child on the way that's due in December. He's just now getting back on his feet. He was able to secure housing through Hawk. He's also been utilizing their social services through SOS. He even told me he just recently got a cell phone, and the family got new numbers because they've been struggling so hard. He's also looking at getting back to work after finding housing and stabilizing that area of his life at a plant for Frasia? Forcia.
SOS is helping me get some.
Okay. He did indicate SOS is attempting to help get him Social Security as well. This is a non-violent crime. There is restitution that Mr. Howard said he's going to pay once he gets back to work. I'd ask the court to discharge him from probation, instruct him to pay that money that's owing, and let him keep working on getting stabilized, he and his family.
Mr. Howard, anything you want to say, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to say that it's been a really rough, hard time. Me and my family has been homeless. We've been in and out of motels. Even myself, I've had to sleep in the woods myself to make sure my family was good. We're SOS, they were in an Alpha house, and there wasn't enough room for me. So I had to do what I had to do, was sleep out there where they were, safe to where they were. But it's been a long, rough journey. We finally are getting back on track. We finally got housed at Village Grove Apartments. Everything is starting to go up and move forward. I'm trying to get my license back. Everything is just starting to go on now. And I'm just asking for a little bit of lenience so this can keep going forward and I can do the right thing. And I will pay everything that I owe.
Okay, I appreciate everything that's been said, but throughout this thing since 2020, I kept giving you a chance to just get things right. I get people running into difficulties. If at any point you had let probation know the difficulties, then we would have probably done something else or tried to do that, tried to work with you on this. But now we come down to here. How'd you end up in custody?
I was with a friend that got pulled over. He had
that's what I'm saying. You've got time to do that, but you don't have time to just come down.
It was actually work. I was actually working. So that's
okay. That's fine. I'm just saying you had time to do that, and all it was going to take was for you just to stop into probation at any given point in time.
I was trying everything I could. We didn't have phones. We lost our phones. I tried everything I could to do. I have babies. I got a 3-year-old.
Mr. Howard, if you took the same time or even a lot less time that it took for you to contact Hawk and SOS to just let probation know what was going on with you, this goes differently.
I understand that, yeah. Is there any way that I could be placed on maybe a tether till I can get everything paid off or something other route?
I'm out of time.
so I could be with my kids, my family.
Out of time. I've
I'm
tried to
gonna work
work.
this time.
I've tried, Mr. Howard. I've tried
One more
to-
chance.
Mr. Howard, I've given you 2. I've tried it, and then
understand that.
and then you disappear. If at any point you had stepped in here, and anybody knows how I work, if at any point you had stepped in here and said, "Here's where I am, Judge," even if you don't go to probation, and just say, "Here's where I am. Can I get another shot to do this?" I probably don't have a problem with that. But you did none of that. And quite frankly, had you not been stopped and picked up, you wouldn't be here now, even.
I know that. Yeah. Oh.
Sentence of the court, 93 days in jail, given credit for 8 to serve. Defendant is to serve the balance. I'll waive all other remaining terms except his financial obligations, discharge him from probation. Thank you. Court calls